Hello and welcome to this YouTube channel for ACCA FR exam prep. My name is Adam. In this video, I'll be taking you through how to deal with current account and the reconciliation of the current account balances between the parent and the subsidiary. Now let's look at the example. This example deals with the reconciliation of current account balances where the difference between the current account balance is as a result of cash in transit. Cash in transit. So let's see. So it's an extra from a full question to deal with. Plastic had a trade receivable balance owing from Subtrac of 1.2 million as at 30th September 2014. So this is receivable. Ideally, the expectation is that it should be the same as the payable in the account of Subtrac. But the reconciliation is needed because the payable balance and the receivable balance might not be the same. Therefore, we need to carry out a reconciliation. Now, this differed to the equivalent trade payable of Subtrac due to a payment by Subtrac of 400,000 made in September, which did not clear Plastic's bank account until 4th October, so after the year end. And this is what we call the cash in transit. Now, Plastic's policy for cash timing differences is to adjust the parent financial statement. So let's see. The first issue is to eliminate the current accounts. How do we do that? It means that in the receivable, the group receivable, because receivable is debit, we have to credit the group receivable account, and the amount here is 1.2 to remove it. So let me write it in full. So 1,200 to remove it. Now the corresponding would be that the payable account, which is the group payable, as part of the liabilities, current liabilities, we debit to remove. So we are deducting it. Please know that this credit is deduct. This debit is also deduct. So again, but the payable is not 1,200. The payable is the difference between 1.2 and the 0.4, which is the 400,000. So 1.2 minus 0.4, that should be 800. So in the payable account for the group, we will have to debit. Now you realize that there is an outstanding amount hanging for the account to reconcile, and the parent policy is to what? Adjust the parent balances. So what we do here is to debit the parent cash balance. So we debit the parent cash balance with an amount of 400,000, and this is the cash in transit. Otherwise, you can say we debit group cash or bank the same amount. So if this statement was not here, ideally the adjustment is that we will add the cash in transit to the parent or to the group cash balance, because the money is for the group. So this is how we adjust the current account where the difference between the two balances, which is the receivable and payable, is due to cash in transit. So we will debit the payable to remove it, and we'll credit the receivable, and then we would add to the cash balance of the group. Sometimes this can be split into the intra-group. So we can call this intra-group, which is 800, and then cash in transit 400. It gives you the same 1,200 or 1.2 million. Give you the same figure. Great. I hope this helps you in your preparation for the FR exam. Please subscribe to this channel to receive updates on new videos.